Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab podcast. And this is day 5 of Fan Appreciation Week. We have fans on coming on, just chopping it up, talking about Ron Rivera's tenure, this season, EB, Josh Harris, all types of things go any old type of way. There's no structure. We just chopping it up. We definitely glad that every one of you that was here for one day or all 5 days, we definitely appreciate you for spending your time. But today, same thing. Talk about Ron's tenure. We're going to add a little bit. We're going to talk about these coaches. Sloak out there putting on a show. So Ben Johnson, you up.
Shout out Red Zone Lab Podcast.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's Benjamin St. Jude, DB for the Washington Commanders. I want to give a big shout out to Red Zone in the Lab Podcast.
Welcome back, Red Zone in the Lab Podcast. I am. Dude, what you laughing for, huh?
Man,
I'm about to get them dudes off my intro.
huh?
I'm about to get them.
Yeah, you gonna have to reset the whole tape.
I had to restructure, man.
we got to get CJ and Slim to make you some caricatures to put up in that tape.
Oh man, Flacco out
Hey,
there.
man.
Real Flacco. What's up, CJ, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah,
What up, Bob?
What's up, CJ?
What's up with you, man?
Man, I'm good. I appreciate Deuce having us on.
Yeah,
I
man.
talk a lot, so I need
Absolutely.
to allow him to moderate.
Try, man. I'm tired, man. We might have DT and Breeze might stop through.
Okay.
It's kind of open. And for them. But man, let's get into it, man. Like all week, the first question we asked everybody, what was the worst move or signing or decision that Ron Rivera made outside of Trent Williams? Because everyone says Trent Williams first. We'll start with you, Unc, because CJ looking real hard up to the right, so we can give him a couple minutes. Unc, what's the worst move or acquisition or decision Ron Rivera made? And you can give multiple.
It's multiples, man. You can't just First of all, the number one problem is he came to this team with the mindset that his success was going to be trying to control what went on around him, meaning the former owner and all of that madness, that he thought it was his goal to do those things. I don't think he had the right focus on what was going on the field. That was number one. The second one is when you look at our org structure from football operations standpoint, it is one of the lightest in the entire league. The way we did not put the proper focus, the proper resources towards football operations. And then he doubled up on the GM position. So you always had warring factions in the building, which is never good. Those three things off the top, like before you even get to, Cody Barton and, the draft drama the just horrendous drafts over the years. Before you get to any of those things, he started out with the wrong mentality and wrong mindset, because he thought he was going to get enough credit by guiding us to a point where, the former owner stepped aside, that it was going to give him grace. And it gave you about a year. After that, you need to figure out how to win some football games, because that's what you're here for.
What about you, CJ? Unc kind of went in. The flip side of it, we all familiar with each other's takes, right? This is for everyone out there that don't know you two. Like, we all familiar with it, but CJ, you more on the side where, give him a little pass, right? Like, everything that he went through, like, when he was hired, he knew this was a this was a bad house. Like he knew it was a bad house, but he didn't know that summer was gonna happen, right? You know, he
Yeah.
didn't know that white police officer was gonna, kill. And he didn't know any of that was gonna happen, which all of that was the reason why the name changed. Like people can say, this person. No, that's the reason why the name changed. That incident right there led up to the name change and him catching cancer. It just went on and on and on. But what's your, where are you at with Ron's worst move during this team?
I would say, I mean, hit the nail on the head. But if I had to
Yeah.
go another route, I would say definitely the kind of players he brought in. A lot of retreads, like bringing in the retreads was the worst move. Like Trey Turner, like the Trey Turners, the
Mm-hmm.
Norwells,
Mm-hmm.
like the Jags, right? Like I heard you talk about Jags one time on another episode. When you talking about Jags, like you just brought in Jags, and he did a horrible job trying to elevate the entire roster. Did a horrible job trying to elevate the entire roster, and then you bring in
Yeah.
Jack Del Rio alongside with you. Jack Del Rio was by far the worst move.
That was what's up? Chuck is in the building. Radar. Re.
What's up, Rivera?
That's my sports. I think we just followed each other, and I don't know about EB. We definitely gonna talk about that. This is a
We
tough situation. Riri say, "Who is we?"
speaking French now, man.
She's talking about that's my sports. Yeah, I don't know about the we.
We.
Um, anyone not a Commanders fan? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 'cause Commanders fans, we ain't there. Um, Shout out to Justin. Is here. Can't forget Ron for hiring, trusting Scott Turner. That was something like the Kevin O'Connell thing was like if that was definitely a
Yeah,
friend. I know your dad get like that because there's no way that he thought that he was going to be more experienced than Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell was climbing the ladder, and everyone can see it. The last few games, Dwayne Haskins looked like he had something to work for. And I always thought that the only ask from Snyder was to please give Dwayne Haskins a try. Like I think that was probably the only ask from Snyder to Ron Rivera. But if you said okay, I'll do it, then why not keep Kevin O'Connell? Wasn't nobody trying to get Scott Turner? Like make Scott Turner passing game coordinator. Ain't nobody thinking about no Scott Turner. What's wrong? Why are you looking like that?
and that's what I'm saying. That's that I agree. I definitely agree because if you was just going to try out Haskins, it made all the sense to keep Kevin O'Connell because Kevin O'Connell was very hands on with Haskins before. It was just like he was like, "Oh, Scott Turner," and I was like, "By the way, who?
Right.
Who?" And then you started to bring in other Panthers coaches, and I'm like, "Oh Lord, this ain't gonna go well. This is not gonna go well."
Yeah, when we
So I mean,
became
it's
when we became
go ahead.
Carolina North, CJ, when we became Carolina North,
I don't know.
it was we were doomed at that point. We were pretty much doomed at that point. I mean, when
The
you looked at
Commanders.
every level of that team, they had somebody from Carolina on it. It was like, oh man, this is terrible.
Yeah, man.
I like what. Go ahead.
Now you good. Graphic design. Appreciate you for coming through. Think this is your first time. And here goes. Come on, DT. And here comes South with this 5,000 hours.
5,000 hours.
DC. It's gonna be all about Slowick until
5,000
until Sam Howell equals Joe Flacco. Oh my god.
Oh, that's bad.
Go ahead, CJ. What you about to say, man?
Nah, I remember when I heard Trey Turner was in the building. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little excited because I wanted to see if he can like bounce back,
Yeah.
from his injuries. And then the preseason came. The preseason came and it showed everything I needed to see. And people tried to sell me. It's like, it's just preseason. Don't don't look at preseason as a definitive for this offensive line. This might not be the offensive line from the end. Well, it was bad.
It was
It was
never
bad.
never improved at all.
Nope. Nope. It was bad. And I know we had some injuries that summer, which forced a lot of those guys to start, because I think Turner was supposed to be the only one to be a starter. I think Norwell came in as a backup. And, you know, we had Cosme in there. I think he's at right tackle because they let go Morgan Moses. And so they had Sheriff that year. So it was, man. Yeah, man. The offensive line and quarterback is you know, two of the position groups that if you want a job in the NFL, you have to hit. Like you have to hit on those. And Ron has not hit on those. It's been 4 years and he ain't hit on either one. So y'all can ask DT when we ask this question, DT, what has something Ron done positive on the field that can carry over to the new regime? And let's see if CJ and Unc can answer that. See how fast they can answer that question.
Culture.
On the field. On the field.
On the field. I don't even know what I don't know, bro. Like I love Ron. Like I love Ron. But
nothing.
I can't even begin to. I don't even know where to begin. It's just like because what did he do on the field? He did this.
8, 7. 6.
What about you, Aunt?
What he did on the field?
Yeah.
30, 29.
Ron Rivera introduced the world of football to our least favorite term.
Oh man! Oh, DT, close your ears, DT. Close your ears, DT. Close your ears, DT.
Go ahead and say it, man.
What I would say, DT?
I know what you're gonna say. Just go ahead and say it. Come on now.
Position flex. Ron showed us that a free safety can play strong safety, linebacker, and defensive end all in the same play.
Nasty.
He had Cam Curl trying to protect for linebackers, and they running go routes behind the safety because he's looking in the backfield. It's just crazy.
When I seen Chase go back in coverage, I knew it was a wrap, bro.
That's the
crazy, man.
Ron has. I don't think he's done anything that. And I hate to say this because I do think he tried to do right by the players, but Ron did not do anything that I would want my team to do moving forward. There's not.
You know what? He did do one thing. He did do one thing. He gave guys like Jeremy Reeves a shot. He gave guys like Cam Curl a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people would have given Cam Curl the shot like Ron did, man. And you see how Cam Curl flourished. And even with Jeremy Reeves, man, like Jeremy Reeves wouldn't have gotten as many chances as he gotten with another team, man. You know, like, so I can appreciate Ron for that. I can really appreciate Ron for that. He gave a lot of these guys, you know, chances to elevate. And while they might have took a long time, you know, but we love these guys now. You know, like guys like Cam Curl, guys like Jeremy Reeves, Derek Forrest, like these guys that been here for a good 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and is making a statement at some point, you know, in the league. So I can appreciate Ron for that.
I mean, I will ask this question, Unc, and Ron. I think Ron was successful here in building the team that he wanted to build, right? But they just wasn't good. right? Like he wanted a team with high character players. He wanted players that older players, right? DT, he drafted a lot of juniors and seniors, players that's not going to take a long time to develop, high floor players. That's the word. That's what he drafted, and that's the team that he has. Like he has those players. Like that's why you don't hear them, crying and doing all this extracurricular stuff as much as you see other, because he don't have divas. He didn't draft any quote unquote divas on this team, and it didn't work. Right? It didn't work. You need a mixture of players. And DT, you can speak to the structure of the Panthers, but because of his relationship with Gettleman, he wanted full control of everything because he didn't want no one to tell him he can't have this player or he needed to have this player. And it just didn't work. I mean, he didn't have that type of control. I mean, how long was he in Carolina? 10 years or something like that? So he didn't have that type of control, but all of a sudden you want all that control. But DT, I mean, how you think it fared for him?
I think for him, when you're going for high floor players, they're kind of there to do what they're supposed to do, but they can never reach the higher expectations that you have for a guy. Like, if we're being completely honest, I think one guy that had the highest ceiling was Chase Young, but he just never, whatever it was, what he was doing on the field or off the field or injuries in and there, I think he never reached that, unfortunately. But now we talk about some of the players that's on the team, like a Ricky Stromberg, played 4 years in the SEC, but he doesn't even get an opportunity to get a chance for the starting job with Gates or Tyler Larson. Or you're talking about a guy like Jamin Davis, who's overdrafted, but he hasn't even reached his full potential because he barely played college football at Kentucky because he wasn't even the starter. He was kind of like spot then only had 1 year production. But I will say, like, I think that's probably something that has doomed him. He's going for guys that really doesn't push the needle as much, just come in and do their job. But you need someone that can exactly push this franchise.
Yeah, and we don't have any of those players, for sure. And so coming up to now, and what's up, Breeze? Coming up to now, right?
What's up, y'all?
Where we are
Agree.
now, or where we were a couple weeks ago, or last year. Let's go back to last year. We bring in Eric Bieniemy, right? 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's been under Andy Reid X amount of years, who's probably the best in the game, arguably, on dialing up plays, scheme, and all those other good things. He also has arguably the best quarterback has ever played the game. He's probably going to have the best tight end that's ever played the game. So all those factors matter, but we're excited. We see Sam Howell looks like he grew, which he did. He grew a lot from the preseason we saw in the Cowboys game. And, we're excited. Like, this is EB is going to blah, blah, blah. So we go through all of that. We go through OTAs. We go through training camp. We go through the full season. And we're going to start with you, Breeze, since you're just getting in here. So, like, out of everything that we went through to the point of that last game against Dallas when the clock hit 0, what went wrong as far as EB himself?
Where does the list start, bro? Like we've had, if we go from starting from OTAs all the way down to week 18, on this list of things we have that you and I both spoke about a few days ago, as far as practicing very little run game stuff earlier on in the off season. We have complaints about practice schedule and practice intensity and language used in practice and all that kind of stuff, which I don't think is really an issue, but the players saw it as an issue, so be it. Game planning issues, play calling issues, scheme issues. Like, I mean, it might be easy to say what he didn't what areas he never struggled at. I'll say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was rough from really once they got on the field. It was kind of rough all the way through to the end, bro. I can't pinpoint like one thing.
What about you, huh? Like, you chopping at the bit?
I just think the team. I think it was a holistic thing, and then they broke. I think they broke a lot earlier than what we saw, because when you come out the first series and go 3-and-out and don't get the ball back into the second quarter, then you start going rogue. And I just think there's some things that he needed to do. I think it broke for him, in my opinion. It broke for him in the draft room. None of those players that were drafted were guys that were Bieniemy-ish. Um, you got your first two picks are defensive players, and then your defense doesn't perform. I just think it was doomed from the beginning. I think I was on here. Was it the second week of the season? And I was like, bro, the defense is killing us. I remember us, people in the spaces just screaming because I was like, when they only scored, I was like, the defense is killing us. Y'all have no idea what's going on. They can't get the Cardinals off the field. They couldn't stop the Broncos. Those two of the worst teams in the league at that time. They were projected to be that bad, right? We were not. And I just think you have that, but I also think the offense was, I don't know if it was ill-constructed or if he didn't trust the pieces that were in the puzzle. That's why I said some of the stuff happened on draft day. I don't think he trusted until the end of the season that he could actually run the ball, right? So he, 50, 60, 70 passes. That's even if you a ultra aggressive coach, that is crazy, right? And I just don't think he trusted the people around him. I don't think he trusted the situation. It was a situation that he probably should not have partaken in, and it's going to hurt him for the rest of his career. And that's my honest opinion. I really think this year is going to ruin him for the rest of his career. He's going to be a college coach at the end of the day, as opposed to reaching his full potential.
Thank you. Thank you on mute.
Deuce, I think you're on mute.
Dude.
I think you're on the phone.
Okay. Yeah. What do y'all think?
Oh, my bad.
I mean,
nah, because I was going to put some of this on in a little bit, but that's what I was messing with. So CJ, like Unc said, gonna go back to college, and the comment I made, well, we know he can't go back to Colorado, so we know that's not happening. So that's one school he ain't gonna be able to go back to. So like he bet on
they all looking for
himself.
office coordinator, aren't they?
Yeah, but he can't go back there. He got some stuff back there.
Deion gonna bust him out. He gonna get short killed.
He got some stuff in those files at Colorado. He bet on himself and lost. I mean, what's next? He hasn't got any interview requests. He's still the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach for the Commanders. We heard nothing other than the press conference that he was going to be involved in the process. We haven't heard anything. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with EB?
First thing first, Breeze and again hit the nail on the head, man. But if I had to add anything, and I've been saying this in spaces, he didn't do a good job in developing this offense. This offense has been scoring points, but this offense hasn't been effective. It's like it's okay to score points, but you got to be effective when you score them points. And I don't think it was effective. I don't think it was efficient. So when you're looking back at Sam, and again, we know he's a 5th-round quarterback. We know this, people. We know he's a 5th-round quarterback. So people say,
but CJ, at what point is he no longer 5th round and just maybe an NFL quarterback who's not quite good enough?
I mean, he is an NFL quarterback. You're absolutely right. But a lot of there are a lot of fans who bring up the fact that he's a 5th-round quarterback, and it's like we know this already. Let's move past the fact that he's a 5th-round quarterback, and let's see where he struggles at, and let's see where his strengths are at. And just like Deuce just said, EB rather bet on himself. He'd rather bet on himself, and he tried to force something that wasn't there. He tried to force Sam to be something that he wasn't. He tried to force Sam to have these traits that wasn't going to grow on grow on a tree. So this is what you got. You got this guy throwing interceptions and 4 pick sixes. And now you brought his stock down, and now he possibly won't get as where he will go. I don't think he will have another. I don't think he will have a head coach opportunity inside of the NFL. I think this season pretty much with the icing on the cake. Head coaching opportunity in college, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just can't see anybody just saying, "Oh, hey Eric, we get that you had a 5th-round quarterback. Let's try you at the head coach with this team in the NFL." Like, no.
I mean, DT, the only car he may have to that is, man, did you see what was going on over there? I couldn't do nothing with that. You know, they didn't let me pick my O-line. They're like, what you brought Wiley over? Well, I mean, I told them not really, but really, I mean, they said let's do it. So that wasn't my fault. Like, he can go over there and put everything on everybody else in these interviews. They asked him, well, why you run the ball so much? Why you ain't put him in better positions to do this and do that? I had to score points because the defense could, like, he could play those. He could play that game. Do you think it'll work?
No.
I think at the end of the day, when you see these offensive coordinators, good is they know the personnel they have. They know the personnel they have. The football, and that's supposed to be the identity for when Ron was here. You have to find a way to adapt that to fix some of the deficiencies that you have. Like Sam Howell, I think Sam has shown that he can play in the National Football League, whoever is at the extremest high level of we see of Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, or that still remains to be seen. But there are definitely some things that Sam still has to work on when it comes to the NFL. And one of that is processing the field. And we've seen first half of the season, they were sending the dogs after him. They they were sending the dogs after him, and he was holding the ball too long. But then they started to back off, play a lot more coverages, and he starts to bail out of clean pockets. That's what, as an OC, you have to find a way to, okay, what are you doing wrong? How can I help you? And I just felt like EB wasn't helping him enough. And Sam was hurting himself at the same time. But they were tied to the hip.
Yeah, most definitely. What's up, Mo? Garage furthermore, he called plays that players could tell wouldn't work, and it started offense that only a veteran quarterback could run. 2 jobs, improve the offense. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing with Jacoby coming in and looking way more efficient and running the offense. That can look at it as a negative and a positive. So you're telling me that your offense is only effective with the veteran quarterback. So that right there will limit your job opportunities as a head coach or as a coordinator, because they can say, well, hey, this, and that. But he has, like you said, we saw the flashes of Sam Howell, but he just hit a wall. He just hit a wall that no one could get around.
So could it be that these were Sam's deficiencies? We've always
CJ, that's for you, CJ.
I mean, we always have pointed at EB. Maybe his goal was we need to get these games out of Sam to see what we have. Maybe he took one for the team, right? Maybe.
Hold on, what'd you say? Hold on, I got to focus when Unc talking. What you say? Sam did what?
No, maybe I'm saying maybe these were Sam's deficiencies, not EB's.
Got you. Okay.
And so maybe
I think you said he did it on purpose. I was like, hold on.
Maybe EB took one for the team because his goal was to get these to figure out who Sam Howell was. Yeah. And then he finally was like, I need to show what my offense can do. He put Jacoby in. It's like, God, no. We like, what it just happened. And then, Jacoby always he going to pull a hamstring because he had already made his money for next year. So he pulled his hamstring, and we'll see him in the summertime when he fights for a job again. So it's just, I'm not making. I don't want to make excuses for either one of those dudes. It just didn't work. But I'm trying to see both sides of the coin. Like we know that the offense was crazy. You throwing the ball 70 times and running 5. You know, that's just crazy. But we also know, could Sam not operate in the offense correctly? And that's what it looked like when Jacoby came in. It's like, oh, Sam he's not even fitting the bill.
So what was the halt? What was the halt in not starting Jacoby early on? Like, if you've seen, my whole thing is there's what 17, 18 weeks inside of 18 weeks in the season. With those 18 weeks, at what point do you say, let's bring in Jacoby? Because this, I'm sorry, after the second pick 6, it's time to go. It's time to go somewhere else. That's just how I feel.
I mean,
and
I think go ahead.
I just think that if you needed a veteran quarterback to run your offense, you got one. So what was the halt? Why wait so late? Why wait so late? It's just the question. Not saying that I wanted Jacoby to start, but if you needed a veteran quarterback to run your system, you had one, and you had one that ran it efficiently.
In my personal opinion,
it's hilarious that one.
In my personal opinion, EB's still not the head coach.
He's assistant head coach.
Yeah.
But he got autonomy to run that offense, though.
That's what we being told.
Yeah.
But he didn't get to pick none of his players.
I tell you what, I told y'all after half, Flacco, he started falling asleep. They out this joint running plays. They down 40.
Boy, they beating the
They doing running plays.
They beating the quarterback running plays.
Flacco look tired as a mug out that jump. Hey, okay, here we go. Okay, now hold on. They saying Ulu can't make these plays. CJ, Caleb, Drake, Bryce.
All right, so
the difference is we don't have the first pick though, Trev.
Did she say?
So
hold on. Okay.
Well, he said what?
So
don't do Bryce like that, bro.
Yeah,
so I still think Bryce is good, bro.
I seen the video that you posted, right?
Yeah,
the video that you posted during the touchdown, right? Did you notice anything during that video when Singletary ran it in the end zone? You noticed anything, right?
yeah, some good blocking.
You noticed the left tackle, right?
Yeah.
You noticed the leverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let me ask this: that long pass that he threw, CJ had time, right? Why did he have time? Anybody? Experts? DT?
You already know what I know.
Okay.
How many games that boy played though? How many games he played throughout the whole year? Because the whole offensive line ain't played a whole game together.
Yeah, they didn't. But the left tackle,
it helps when you have an elite tackle, but it also helps when you got a guy that can elite process the field, has elite pocket presence, and does everything he's supposed to do.
You can have both.
But on the play that we watched.
Hold up. Time out. Hold up. Time out. Tally is on here recruiting people live on the stream. All right. So if anyone out there would like a chain, a Caleb or Bust chain, you have to say Caleb or Bust 3 times in a row real fast, and you will be inducted into the Caleb or Bust chat.
There's a chat.
CJ, there's a whole chat. And CJ has a Olu. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's qualifications for that chain. But Marcus says Bobby Slogan is what Washington needs, and you don't have franchise lifestyle. You won't be successful. Mo says, how much can we attribute the sacks that he took and the lack of a consistent run game in the reference to his development? Like all that is true. Everything with this team. One thing we could get back into the conversation, DT. You could go back with the tackles, especially we're talking about the Texans, because Tunsil missed a chunk of time this year. But everyone gets blamed. No one was good this year consistently. No, not even the punter. Like, we couldn't even count on Tress Way. He even had a slump for a few games where he looked terrible.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think a lot of that was because Cheeseman too, though. Did a
Yeah,
terrible snap,
yeah,
but neither here nor there.
that's possible
Mozzarella
too.
sticks. Mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. But like everyone gets blamed. It's just where you want to put the most chips at. Like that. This is the argument where you want to put the most chips at, because we all can agree no one gets a pass. No one at all gets a pass.
Well,
What's up, Outlaw? CJ got two. Trey, I said Drake, right? I was implying that he's not the best quarterback of the two.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Trey. I'm following.
I don't know why Outlaw said because they cooking them. I got you. Good stuff. Say it 3 times. Oh my goodness, y'all! What's up? What's up, Marcus? Because we get a quality O line like Tunzi, you won't be successful. But the last time Texas lost,
Hey, get that man his chain, man.
Give him his
Get that
chain.
man his chain, man.
didn't EB fail? Like, oh, we don't want to talk about Colorado. Trigger. No EB. We don't talk about EB in Colorado. I believe Shady McCall. Hold on, Garage. Hold on.
I legitimately think LaShawn McCoy just don't like everybody.
Jesus was trash. He wasn't good no more. Riri. I want a whatever it takes to win chain. Okay.
Straight up the one.
I'm with that. Hey, Riri, start that chat up, Riri. I'm with you on that one. Whatever it takes to win.
That means you need a Fasano at 2 chain. That's what you need. Whatever you need.
By the way, I'm still working on that, Deuce. I'm still working on that. From 20 tackles deep in his draft.
Yeah, DT. So I mean, let's get into it. Well, let's not. I don't want to talk about. We talk about tackles and quarterbacks.
Yeah, let's do that in spaces.
Yeah. Let's do coaches. Let's do coaches. Right. Let's do coaches. Bobby Slowick is putting on a show.
Yes, he is.
For us. Like, he ain't really going for the Texans, right? He doing it for us, right? Because he wants to come to us. You know, he lucky we want him, right? He wants to come to us. We that team now. But what's your like dream reality type?
They done took this shot out the game.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Coaching staff. Yeah.
Remember, Slowick started with us.
Yeah.
But he was a water boy though.
He started with us. That's where his career started.
Come on, man.
Defensive quality control.
Yeah, he's a water boy. He's grown up. We got to send him out. That's usually what happens, right? You got to send your children out to become men, to become women.
I'll never come back home because of the abuse.
What? Cam Ward committed to Miami?
Yeah, they just committed him. He just had a commitment with Miami.
Hold on. Tell me what the breaking news was.
Tough.
Did he set up his draft the other day?
Yeah, he doubled back though.
Yeah, you got a certain amount of time. Same thing that Lil Tua did.
Why Miami? Well, see, he had to get a I forgot what you called it, but he had to get some type of waiver though, because he had to get like a COVID waiver.
He saw where he was in the draft class as of right now. Just said, go ahead.
He must say like that positioning. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, stupid. Stupid. They got Davis Mills in the game.
Yeah, bro.
Right, so who do you want, DT?
To be completely honest with you, my list was Slovic, Ben Johnson, and Raheem Morris. I was looking at some of the games. I feel like Morris has had the longest time since he was a coach. You know, he was a young guy at the time, still trying to learn the ways of the NFL from a head coaching standpoint. I think that time, you know, working with other positioning groups like that, I think that truly helped him where he is now. He's still an Energizer Bunny. He's still a leader of men. I think that's what people are gravitating towards him. And I think that experience will help. But everybody talk about Ben Johnson and stuff. I see it. But Bobby Slovic, to me, I feel like he is the best fit for us. He's a 49ers guy. He was with Kyle. He was originally with us, Waterboy, wherever he was. But you see what he's doing with a CJ Stroud, with a lot of guys that wasn't producing before he got here, and they're putting up career high numbers, and they're finally being elevated with the play calling, the pre-snap motions, and the quarterback and the offensive line. They built that team, and you see that team flourishing. So I think for Slovak, I kind of been thinking about the whole year when we were talking about head coaching thing. I kind of want to go back to the Shanahan system, and he runs that Shanahan system very well.
Yeah, I love that Shanahan system, man.
Yeah.
Here we go, all alive. We got the game.
He would have to go on to have that same level of success that Mike Tomlin has had, or that same kind of tenure. But I like DT's list a lot, though.
What you got, Unc?
Mine is a little different. Why is everybody? I've been asking for the last 3 days. What has Ben Johnson done for everybody to have fallen in love?
I answered that question.
I know y'all did, but I'm still struggling with it, CJ. He's not my top guy.
So
which is
Ben
fine.
Johnson.
What's up, Teddy? Appreciate you coming through, man. It's all about the new hottest toy. You know what I mean? He was very successful last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's I mean, you can look at this year and say he has some slumps. But as far as play callers and up and comers and talent, like everyone, it's not just like fans saying like, hey, give me. It's everyone, Tyler via the NFL, all those circles are putting him as the next one. Regardless if it works out or not, he's the one that's being toted because of the success he's had and where he has the Lions offense. I mean, they're top 5 in passing, top 5 in rushing. So you see the efficiency in that offense. So that's why people are clamoring over Ben Johnson.
Also to add, being 9-8 last year, after having a losing record the year before that, with Ben Johnson coming in with that offense and being 9-8, and then turning around 12-5. Again, like I said in the spaces, it's a major accomplishment, man. It's like he's just elevating. He's just elevating, man. And you want a guy like that. You want a guy that can elevate.
I mean, I think people are way too hard on Ben Johnson and some other coaches when it comes to like the games that they've lost. Like this is not high school, this is not college, this is the NFL. Like there are a lot of every coach at this level can coach. Well, we'd have had a few that can't coach, but most of the coaches at this level are good to great football coaches. Like you're going to have a game where you just get out coached. It happens. Like I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, Detroit lost this game, so Ben Johnson can't be a head. Not to say that's what you said, but like just in general, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh no, this person can't be a head coach because he lost this game. Like I think he's.
I asked that question because for your head coach, he got to be able to do more than call plays.
I agree.
There's only a couple of people that we named who I'm feeling like can lead men. Look at what we have been through. You needed a coach that was able to snatch people up by the gruff of their neck and be like, let's go.
Well, they tried that, and people complained about it. They tried that, and people was crying about it.
He didn't have the control to get rid of the people or to make sure that they were on. They were going to. What were they doing? They were going to wind the Ron. They had a listening ear. What I'm saying is you need somebody who can come in, set the tone for the whole football team. I don't need nobody that's just over there drawing up plays in the third on his clipboard and on his iPad. I need you to stand in front of these men and be like, look, y'all, we got contracts. We got mortgages. I'm going to make sure y'all get straight.
Brothers getting the opportunity to coach these teams up. I know last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was somebody from the Raiders got an opportunity to coach these young men up. You see how they provided energy in the room, and it shows development. Say, hey, I can lead these people too. I'm not just a play caller. I'm not just a guy that's supposed to work with offensive linemen. So I think those are ways we can find out as well. And for what I've seen last year, or maybe 2 years ago, Ben Johnson, he was the OC with Sam Howell and a couple of the quarterbacks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On the offense, you see how he was relaying to Sam, just because they played in North Carolina, but he was teaching him some things, talking with Mark Brunell and stuff like that. So I think that's one way. You just got to see them outside their environment of their CEO.
Okay.
And I do think it needs to be a mixture too, Unc. right? Because
for sure.
if we bring in Ben Johnson, I think he's going to need a strong defensive coordinator, but not an overbearing defensive coordinator.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, Raheem, Aaron Glenn. I think those guys can be strong enough, but not overbearing enough. So he can spend more time on the offense and they taking care of the defensive side, right? But someone like Wink, like Belichick, well, I don't think he's gonna take no coordinator job. But some of those people, they're a little more overbearing, right? Like they try to take over, you know what I'm saying? So I think it needs to be a mixture of coaches because I think for the most part, just like McVay, right? Because McVay had
Wade Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips,
Wade.
West
Yeah.
dad, saying to help him when he started out. So this way, Ben Johnson and I hope he's able to bring Brunel. I wouldn't mind Brunel coming over with him. Also, he's going to have to be the offensive coordinator because I think he's a quarterbacks coach now. So that'd be a promotion. Yeah. But we don't know if Campbell wants to promote him. But see, I don't know if he's ready to call plays. So that might be in our favor. We might want to come here and learn more under Ben Johnson. But having him there, wide receiver, running back, like starting to build this tree, he can be able to do that in the first few years if he has a strong defensive coordinator that's been there, done that. But then if we go the other route, if we go defensive head coach, then it flips, right? Then we need a strong OC that can build, and so that we just have to have both of those type of mixtures, I think, for our team moving forward.
Yeah, because I honestly think the key, and I think Philadelphia is finding that out now. The key is going to be who going to land in them coordinator positions.
Yeah,
that's going to be that is so key. They spend the most time with the players. And that's why I'm saying,
could it be that they like right now they're looking at their duo right now instead of like trying to just focus on the head coach? Like,
oh yeah, they certainly could.
I'm sure whenever they interview these coaches, I'm sure they ask them like who their coordinators would be. Like if what I mean, I'm sure that's part of the interview process. I don't know for sure, but my phone they ain't call me back yet.
They're gonna want to bring somebody that's familiar, a couple people that's familiar with the offense over with him, and maybe grab from other places, maybe from where he came from. Grab some places, but yeah, I mean, I don't think we have the Jahmyr Gibbs on our team. I think that's something that we need to get in the draft.
Wait a minute,
neither did they until last April or May.
Yeah,
that Gibby.
No, we don't have
Gibbs.
He ain't Gibbs. Like, they have this is what we were saying. The only reason why I don't want to go defense of head coach is because we're going to have a young quarterback and we need stability. So we have a defensive head coach. We bring in an offensive coordinator. If he's successful, 1-2 years, he'll be gone. So I need to make sure that tree behind him is developed enough so when he leaves, somebody will be able to step right in and the offense can keep rolling. If I can't be promised that, or if I don't think that's the reason why, if I have an offensive head coach, I know he's there, he's going to be here. And if he's not going to be here, I mean, everything is blown up, so we got to start over anyway. But that's the only reason why I'd rather go offensive head coach than defensive head coach. I mean, what about y'all? Do y'all have a dominant preference over the other, except for Breeze, because he just want to win?
Hey man, I told you who I want for DC. If we get Ben Johnson or even Bobby Sloak as the head coach, I want Al Harris as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
that's what I
another name too.
But like I'm not sure if this like confirmed, but from what I heard, a few Cowboys fans like on Twitter and off of Twitter say is that Al Harris is not willing to depart with the Cowboys at the moment.
I mean, he's probably DC and waiting out there.
Yeah, because if Quinn leave, he probably fall right in.
Yeah.
course, the Cowboys fans gonna say that people don't want to leave anyway.
Yeah, because 49ers people said that Peters wasn't leaving. So
Yeah, but also there was a report today on NFL Network talking about Dan Quinn is still being considered as well for Washington.
Yeah. Because we already put in the request.
Right.
Like we put in a request before Carl did his thing the other day. So those requests are still out there. I think they'll stay until he says no. Tuesday or Wednesday is when they can first start having interviews. So we'll see how all that works out.
hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say we hired Quinn to be the head coach, and Al Harris had to choose between elevating in Dallas and coming here to be DC with Quinn. Which route do you think he would choose? I know this is hard to say, just hypothetical.
How long you been in Dallas?
3 years, I think.
2 or 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, I think 3 years.
Those his players, he gonna stay with his players.
He's gonna stay with his players, but I think he'll get a bigger bank. He can develop his own guys over here. I mean, Forbes, he struggled, but Forbes can do the same stuff that Bland and Trayvon Diggs can do. I know he can do. He just needs the help that Darryl Green just said. He wasn't
4
getting the
years.
help.
He been in Dallas 4 years.
4 years? Oh,
Hey Deuce, what's wrong with my video? I think it's frozen.
I don't know.
nah, man,
You good? You good? You good on this side?
I don't know. Darryl Green said, what did he say? 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, he said I can fix him in 10 minutes. He said I can fix him in 10 minutes.
yeah, man. Like that stuff matter, bro.
Yeah, I
And
think
so
you can. That's the question.
Well, I honestly, our stuff was so dysfunctional, man. We didn't even know. We were halfway through the year trying to name who the position coaches was. Remember, and half the people in the spaces didn't know who your position coach was. Our stuff was dysfunctional, man.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to Pritchard. Like I was hearing his name all off season, and it's just like he just
Probably
like took the backseat.
Look at this. This is currently,
bro. The press boxes were frosting over. The glass on the press boxes were frozen over.
Where is that? Buffalo?
Yeah. This is insane.
That's North Pole, man.
$20 an hour.
You get free tickets to the game or something? Like $20 enough might not be enough to turn into Jack Frost.
Free food and breaks.
I'll keep my tail in the house.
I got food in the house. Want me to leave the comfort of my home? What's the free food? Pizza?
Free food and break.
Pizza and stadium food? I'm good, bro.
Pizza and hot dogs.
Chicken tenders?
Apparently, that ain't a bad thing. Yeah? I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
This is crazy.
People are doing it because they just want to be on the field.
I want y'all, to look at who these folks are connected to before we start anointing them coaches to see where they coming from. I just,
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Because Breeze, you're a coach. A lot of your philosophy come from the rooms that you've been in.
Absolutely. Not just as a player, not just as a coach, but as a player too. But yeah.
Sure. And so, stuff that they may not have been able to do in their current space, they're gonna be able to do when they get on their own. You need to get a feel for who they really gonna be. And that's a not a concern, but just something. I think we get too excited because we find names, and that's why I keep asking. What has this dude done? What has this dude done? I need to see results because when you come to Washington, there is not a whole bunch of grace period you're going to have over here. It's just not.
I think Lamar has one playoff win, right?
He got one last year, right? Right?
He didn't play last year.
I think it was against the Titans. That's his only
I think he has one.
And Houston is just making it work. They making it worse for whoever gonna come in these new jobs next year. It ain't gonna be
man.
That's why I'm like, what are they doing? Like, how did they get D'Amico and Slowick together? Like, how are these things connected? And then how do we connect the right crew coming into DC to do similar things? That's what you need to have done. They had a bunch of draft picks. They had some capital. and they got their coaches in there and they went to work.
I mean, slow up work with D'Amico and San Fran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he brought him.
Boy,
like-
negative 23 ain't no football.
This all season gonna be fun.
Ain't no football. Ain't no
I tell you,
football.
boy,
It's negative 23.
It say it's -4, but it feel like negative 23 in Kansas City right now.
That's insane.
Since -4, but feel like -23.
There ain't
And that's the
a
same
route
baby out
I can there ain't a route I can run with that don't feel like nope. Sorry.
And look, they out there, hey Breeze, they out there with
No sleeves on and
like man
hitting each other. Ain't no way.
Yeah, I seen the baby out there, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that dude had that baby out there,
Yeah.
man. It's about to be freezing, man.
That's an irresponsible parent right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Negative 20. I don't even want to go outside, nigga. You think I'm finna have one of my kids out there? No. A baby at that? Absolutely not.
can't say what I want to say, man.
we head with you, DT. We head with you.
Hey, look at this. They say the dude hit the Booker T.
Oh yeah,
Yo, when I saw that, I was like, yo.
And it wasn't even on purpose. Like,
Joe Flacco was supposed to go to the Super Bowl, man.
He went when he was
I'm about to say, yeah, he had his time.
That's where he was supposed to
I
go.
told y'all he gets sleepy after halftime.
Oh,
the field gonna be, man. The field gonna be hot as a
That field
man.
goal
Man.
feel like
Rock solid, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. I had the Browns winning the game, but I did not realize that when I looked before the game started, I was like, "Oh shoot, CJ didn't play."
No.
Worst, good gracious, that boy carved that defense up.
He sliced them up, man.
how y'all feel
And
about Ewers?
that's the other thing. I know we're not going there tonight, but
Ewers.
when your team is willing to play for your quarterback, amazing things can happen.
Yeah,
Both sides of the ball.
absolutely. I mean, we saw to an extent what that'll do, and we had with Taylor Heineke, who ain't half the quarterback that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of these other guys are. Not to bring that name up, but I mean, it is what it is.
Trigger.
Man, bro, it's ice out there, bro. Oh man, they got Canada Gooses on. Rodney Harrison got a ski mask on.
Which channel is on?
Peacock.
NBC.
Oh yeah.
You know how my family is like.
I wonder how they got away with it.
You ain't got Peacock, bro?
Peacock.
Yeah,
Bro, what do I look like dealing with a rainbow colored bird app, bro?
Hold on, yeah, don't mess up our possible sponsor, man. Don't mess up our possible sponsor.
The algorithm, man. Come on, the algorithm.
I would imagine he had to at some point, Glenn.
He was there.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a say he had in the decision, but I mean he had to have had something to do with that. It don't matter how much jumping y'all do on this field; it is rock hard, bro. Pause. Y'all like.
Yeah, I gotta pray for these boys tonight, cause,
bro,
they're gonna be hurt, bro.
Negative 23, dog.
Man, we appreciate all of you guys for get this off. Definitely appreciate y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
For coming on. Well, Glenn says absolutely, Jaden. We decided that weeks ago before we started. We definitely appreciate everyone who tapped in with us all week long. Definitely appreciate y'all, all the fans that came on. Appreciate y'all for coming on, chopping it up with us. Of course, we're going to be reaching out sporadically throughout the offseason, have you all come on, get a little more time to yourself so you get more bars off. But we definitely appreciate you all. We had to add an extra day. And for that, I'm very, very thankful. We all are thankful on behalf of the whole Red Zone in the Lab LLC. DT Breeze is up here with me. We definitely appreciate all of you spending your time. We know it's very valuable to you. And everyone that listened and chopped in the comments, we appreciate y'all too. Just remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.